What's going on, everybody? ChromeOnRust here. We're going to be taking a look at some more data. This is going to be Greater Rift 30 versus Torment 6 rifts. Got some requests for additional rifts that I could clear in a semi-decent, efficient, whatever you want to say, time. So that is what we're going to be taking a look at. There are going to be some things that I do want to compare from what chart we went over last time, which was Greater Rift 25 versus Torment 6 rifts. But just getting into this data, I did collect a little bit more information. I went ahead and I split up set items and legendary items. And then I also took track of crafting materials that I found. So players wanted to see that as well, so we're going to be taking a look at that in addition to the data that we looked at last time. Now, I was able to get 4.48 billion experience per hour in Torment 6 rifts. I did end up running 40 runs this time instead of just 20 like I did last time. There's going to be something I'm going to go over a little bit later, talking about why exactly, versus 2.31 billion per hour in Greater Rift level 30. Now, I do want to go ahead and actually jump over to the other graph, and we're going to look at the experience gains and what we were able to find. What's going on here? There we go. Alright, so I found 4.38 billion in Torment 6 rifts last time over the course of those 20 runs, but when I go over back to the 40 runs, I found 4.48 billion. Now, this is actually in a completely different set of 40 runs. This isn't like including the 20 runs that I ran in Torment 6 last time in this row. Now, my gear was slightly better, and that's why I didn't want to really include the results from last time. So you can't really compare Greater Rift level 30 to Greater Rift level 25. I mean, you can. My gear was only slightly better, and I leveled up my gems, like all of them, at least once. So you could say that it's semi-comparable, but it's not going to be exactly, so that's why I wanted to run a completely different set of Torment 6 runs over here. So finding way more experience in Torment 6, just like we were in first Greater Rift 25 as well. Now, Blood Shards found 1310 in Torment 6 and found 1122 in Greater Rift level 30. So we're finding slightly more in Torment 6. Jumping over to Greater Rift level 25, we were actually pretty even. I found 1240 versus 1244 in Greater Rift level 25. So actually finding more in Greater Rifts at the lower difficulty. You know, you can pull from it what you want. You should really be able to find more blood shards from the higher Greater Rifts. The higher in Greater Rifts you go, you should be finding more blood shards for the same amount of time spent. It's harder content. You need to farm longer to get there. You should be rewarded for that. Now, looking at legendaries, I did split up set items and legendaries. Probably not really needed, so we can go ahead and add the two together. So for Torment 6, that 4.2 and 17 is going to be 21.2 legendaries per hour. And then if we look at the Greater Rifts, we found 17.9 legendaries per hour. But once again, I do want to jump back over to that other chart, because legendaries, in this only being over the course of 20 runs and the new information only being over the course of 40 runs, legendaries, crafting materials, things like that are going to be pretty sporadic. You're not always going to be finding the same exact things, but things like blood shards and experience are going to be a lot more in line, you know, only over the course of 40 runs. It's not going to be exact, don't get me wrong, it's still not going to be exact, but things like XP or experience and blood shards, those are going to be a little bit more precise. Except things like legendaries and set items, very, very sporadic in when you get your legendaries, when you get your sets and various things. And looking at this, as I said, I found 21.2 in Torment 6 rifts, but when I was doing the other runs with the slightly worse gear, there wasn't many changes. I was able to find 13.34 legendaries. So a lot less in this 20 runs versus these 40 runs that I did. So this is going to be pretty random. Now, I do want to look at the crafting materials. Forgotten Souls actually do not drop in Greater Rifts. So Torment 6 rifts obviously winning out ahead pretty well. Death Press, once again, do not drop in Greater Rifts. So Torment 6 rifts winning again. As I said though, crafting materials, I guess they would be a little bit more fine-tuned, you know, only running 40 runs. You would still want to run additional, you know, runs or whatever, more Greater Rifts, more Torment 6 rifts to get a more accurate reading. But legendaries is the one that's really going to be sporadic. you're going to be seeing a lot of variance there. So Veiled Crystals, 360 per hour in Torment 6, 320 in Greater Rift level 30. Arcane Dust coming out slightly ahead in Greater Rifts. The first thing that Greater Rifts actually wins in is Arcane Dust. Really, really exciting stuff. So we're really starting to see, and you can just read through these, 45 versus 20, Common Debris winning in Greater Rifts. And then Gems, I was actually finding 15 more per hour in Torment 6 versus Greater Rift level 30. Now, I'm not the kind of person to like run and pick up every item. So those crafting materials that you're seeing, I'd pick up loot from like Rift Guardians. I would pick up loot from goblins that I killed, Resplendent Chests. If it's like 3 or 4 elites that just died in the same area, you know, obviously picking up set items and legendaries all the time as well. I'm just not picking up all the loot. I'm trying to clear the content basically as fast as I possibly can when I was doing these runs. So you could find a lot more crafting materials in Torment 6 if you wanted to. So that really is the information. There's not a lot of exciting things going on in the world of Diablo 3. I mean, if you're still trying to push for the leaderboards, it is a little bit of exciting. I kind of started doing that again for myself because just grinding Torment 6 is pretty monotonous. It's easy content now, so it's not even like you're really struggling to complete it. Now, I'm playing a M6 Demon Hunter. They're, you know, one of the top classes right now. I don't want to say the top class for hardcore, but they're definitely one of the top classes. So content for them is definitely easier. So it just makes Torment 6 feel like, you know, you're not even hardly playing, especially if you're solo and you're wearing unities. You really don't even need to wear the unity on the M6 Demon Hunter. But when you're playing in hardcore, all these stats, I guess I should say, were ran in hardcore. That has been what I've been preferring to run. Really, all the talk about what's been going on with these charts is over. Just gonna throw out there, I did complete Greater Rift level 38, so that was some pretty exciting news for me. Pushed me to rank 34, I do believe, but I'm like sitting at 35 right now in the hardcore Demon Hunters. I don't know where that puts me in the world, but that's in the US. So that's kind of exciting. That's really what I've been grinding for, and that's really what Season 1 has turned out to be. Playing hardcore is definitely a little bit more fun. You're not just farming for the conduits, and there's a little bit more strategy, definitely, to playing the hardcore scene. And then also, you know, what I've been up to in the gaming scene. I was able to get gold in League of Legends, so I was pretty excited about that as well. Because like I said, Diablo 3 has been a little bit slow. BlizzCon is going to be coming up, and well, we should be seeing some kind of news for Diablo 3. Something that's going to be happening in Season 2. I've heard rumors of some people think that there will be an expansion announcement. Me personally, really don't. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all I had for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Like, subscribe if you would. I'm out of here, and you all have a great day.